Welcome back, everybody. This is Dave Mitchell here. Welcome back to Fans of Train, episode 74, and the Drain Galore 17. Yep. Only been 2 weeks and we're already having another Train Galore. And it's going to be some good ones. Be good. We got some good magazine. And when we have a train layout that a friend of mine have done. I'm friend with on Facebook. So I'm quote with the person who did the train layout on, so that's cool. But yeah, I can see Vel in the background, Sleepy Vel. It's like a Sleepy Joe. Ooh, Vel, I did roasted you. Sleepy Vel, Sleepy Joe. Oof. You guys know I will do the roast if I ever have a chance. But yeah. But our first magazine with Model Railroad magazine, we got U28Cs and U28CGs, which are U-boats. They're pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. Sorry, we got scale trains up right here, which pretty awesome. You also have some G skills up at the bottom right here. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. The only problem is they got couplers that I would not use. But yeah, this one is the normal 100 pages, or technically 99 pages to be more exact. Look at it. That stuff is cool. You got Kato, Broadway Limited. Like, look at that. All cool. Now, tank cars, I will not buy those type because y'all know I am doing the modern era. And find a modern era up, it already pain in ass enough when it comes to in scale. If y'all know what I mean. But yeah. Okay. They got the cool locomotives right here with our U-boat models. They also got them covered hopper, and they also got the in scale. Now, if I ever get a chance to find some of these, I'm going to buy some if I ever get a chance. Because I have caught a couple of them before. Got them cool stuff right here. Got a 44-tonner right here. Which, if they had one in scale, I would probably buy it. But, yeah. But, yeah. This stuff is cool right here. Heck. I'll be honest. I can't remember if I ever saw one of these as a kid. If I have, then that was wild. But yeah. Ooh. You got them foreign stuff right here. Alright, let's see. It's Dutch. We got a Dutch locomotive. Oh. That cool. That is cool. Dutch. Then you got 60-foot box cars right here, but ironically they are rare to find, but you can still find 60-foot box cars like this. I have actually caught some of these before, the 60-foot box cars, but they're rare on the A line. Got the microtrain stuff right here. With that stuff in scale, which I would buy it. If they had the in scale, I would too. Heck, that cool right there. But yeah. You got a cool Kato set right there. And some cool cabooses. A little bit of some billboards for HO, which I'm not. But the in scale set, this Cargo Northwestern 400, that cool. Jesus, even though it called the 400, it's $400 too. God damn. Right on the money. I had to. You got them cool stuff right here too. Like maybe the bottom box card because they don't have the walking platform I would do. And the gondola and the box car right here, I would do an in scale. Like, if they had that stuff, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Look at this stuff right here. Pretty cool. In a way. And there are freaking big turbos. Got them tank cars. I would never buy D-Type because one, I am set in the modern era, so D would never fit my era. But I would buy these because D-Type of covered hoppers, you could find them everywhere still. And still being built if they would. Got some cool stuff right here on this side that the military wise. So, yeah. There's a game going on at baseball field. That's the reason why y'all are hearing noises. But look at it. All this cool. Now, these I would get if they had these in scale. Like, literally. U-boats. To be honest, U-boats were pretty cool, and Pickens Railroad still uses the baby U-boat variant are U-18s, which are called baby U-boats. They're rare. So, knowing that they're a short line railroad that is not a tour operator, but a freight operator using them, that's just freaking awesome. Let me touch myself before my butt go numb. But yeah, look at it. That's pretty cool. Now, the 4-axle variants are cool ones because I am a 4-axle fan with the U33B. But yeah, Conrail and Penn Central colors. Cool stuff right here. And the reason why I'm going through it one quick is because, let's be honest, it one don't have the juicy stuff. It still have good stuff. But yeah. Also, here's some of the Heritage unit. And also, I am going to bring up RIP the CP Heritage unit. Third locomotive to get destroyed under freaking CPKC now. What a Heritage unit. Already, one of the locomotives already first destroyed in an accident. What a Heritage unit. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Hey, well, a twin is still around, so we still have a twin, so thank God for that. But, yeah. But look at it. Pretty cool. Got some cool motive power. All in HO. The thing is that they don't have that much detail on them. Just like their counterparts. But you gotta add the detail. But mean they are the base models. Meaning the bare minimum. But yeah. So yeah. An old model. Look at it, them old style box car, the wooden types. And the are old types. Wow. Now, there, Jane, I would, if they had all an in scale, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Like, the tank cars, like, that they're set in a modern time, it would be easy for me. Because if y'all know, I'm doing a modernized railroad. That would cool. But also a modernized railroad that is a short line industrial park railroad. It's still pretty cool, but yeah. We're getting back toward the end one. But it's pretty crazy when you did think about it. And also, I am on the road to trying to get up to 400 a year. Which, for people, please subscribe because get up to 400 before the end of the year. That'll be a big victory. And a nice birthday gift because we got less than 4 months until my 25th birthday. So, yeah. And they got them Jeeps. But, yeah. It's up right here cool as well. So, yeah. Pretty detailed, but, yeah. It didn't remotely HO scale, but do got a good amount of in scale, but mostly HO. But yeah, it's still pretty good. Now we're toward the back. I literally went through that less than 10 minutes, so that's pretty crazy. Now they do got an in-cell center beam. With these, I would look for too, because that's something I would love to have. Because it would be neat to have something as one of my customers. But yeah, but look at it. This stuff right here are cool too. It's cool when you did think about it. Alright, I know for a fact that this tunnel was what made even bigger. Nine more long. Alright. Just some cool note up down here. But word up here, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And look at it. They're pretty cool too. This stuff is cool, and they have the boxcar right here. You can find them in HO and N. That cool. Heck, I would find the in scale variant because let's be honest, in scale is the bomb. Like, because y'all know I'm into the in scale model. Let me just get up. Because to be honest, that is tight spot. Now, did one have how many pieces? 99.2. It's a pretty good one as well. And dang it, I know the person who built the train layout because they're a friend of mine on Facebook. I followed them. So, yeah. And the main issue with it good. But look at it. The EMG GP30, that cool. Now, they had to an in scale, that would be awesome. They got the Alco locomotives down here on the bottom, high hood variants. Which it sucked that there are hardly not. There are still a little bit, but they're not that many around. If y'all know what I mean. But yeah, it kind of sucks that they're not that many. The tank car right here, I would get. But it in HO, or not HOO scale. We're kind of sad. But yeah, look at all of them. So like that one we're hurrying through because we are on its schedule anyway, LOL. But yeah, look at all of this. It's pretty cool. You got Lifelike, you got Kato again. Now we get to the cool stuff, like if they have the covered hopper and in, I would get them. Same with the gondola right here. The locomotive right there look cool with a GP9R from the Grand Trunk Restaurant, which is a fallen flag anyway, but still look cool. You have some of the normal stuff that like an Artine, but look at all stuff right here. Heck, these I would look for in scale. Same with these ones right here. Oh, they do! LOL! They do have them. So, yeah. But yeah, look at all of this. Pretty cool. Now, the Alco right here, here they have something like this in scale and in green. I can would like to use a private industrial switcher. But yeah. But it's pretty cool right here. And they got them cool container types that you can add to it. Look at that. That's awesome. All right, real quick. Val is snoring in the background. Listen. Y'all can hear that. She's just going at it snoring. That's Val for you. And yes, for people who did now finally, even though I've been on YouTube for a long time, finally noticing, so people are now noticing it, just screw off. But yeah. There we go. Now here a ED30C Eco, which that's pretty cool right here. I'm not gonna lie. It is a cool variant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's some cool stuff right here. Like the photos right here are cool. I would love if we still had electrified freight in the U.S. But RIP that that's not around anymore, because that kind of is sad that we don't have that anymore, you know? The line that it ran on, it's still around. The electrified line is still is, and it's still used by commuter trains. But it's kind of sad. Now here is in an industrial park, Lake Horse Industrial Park is what it's called. Or if I'm right, wait, I'm not really sure. I'm sorry if I butchered your layout name, man. I am so sorry if I did. Please leave that in the comment down below if I did butchered it. but I like it. It both be from transiting from Conwell to CXX and Norfolk Southern, all the way up till 2017 to the modern day, which pretty cool. But yeah, look at it. Now here the layout. Let me adjust the light. I like that layout. Now you can run train around in a loop because it actually does. I know that because I seen the video on Facebook from my friend when he did show the layout. Now, if I ever used the track plane, if I wanted to do this, what I would do is I would make a fictional uphill layout, make it where there's a customer right here where track dead stopped, and then keep on going this way and have like an interchange and make it into an industrial park railroad. Because to be honest, it would fit that way too. I'm not gonna lie. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. 13 switches. Which, to be honest, I already got 13 switches. And in scale, so I might need to get a little more, but did bring in a lot of good scene. Heck, it's pretty awesome too. But look at the photo. Now when I would probably do with the train layout, I would probably do like industrial, like switchers, not like big locomotive, but switchers. That what I would do for it. But it looked pretty cool. Look at that. One of the most awesome layout because this is a top tier, just like our model train magazine I got at the beginning year after the model train show. If y'all remember that. It up there with that train layout. But yeah, look at this. This is still cool. Now, Janet, I would probably go with this version because they did got their, walking platforms removed. So they would be fine for the modern era. Hell, sometimes I have seen some of these type of boxcar go by anyway. But look at that. Now, I am thinking about doing like an in-scale build kit on the live stream one day if I ever get some. But yeah. Now, this is cool. Like, if they have something like an in-scale, I would build it in a heartbeat. Because, like this right here, if I could find something like this for the modern era, I would do it. But yeah, but there are businesses and stuff like that still exist. But yeah. It's just so dang on hard to find some of them. Then now with 3D printing, it might be easier to, to build this stuff with 3D printer with a new benefit. Look right here. It is cool. Here comes up about the U-boat. Yes, I am looking it because I want to get to track planes up and friends. And here a Via Rail Bud car or baggage. Look cool. To be honest, what some people don't know if you're not into railroad, baggage cars are where you put people's stuff at when you're on a passenger train. But yeah. And Val told me that she was going to try to trip on my live stream. And she's sleeping, so she's unable to. But yeah, but look at that stuff. We're halfway through with it, and then we're going to be getting on to the lapid stuff. Oh, that awesome. Look at that. Oh, and they still use G type of cars. Huh. That awesome. And we have seen a type of car like this before. Huh. That crazy. That we have seen something like this. Mm-hmm. Got a VRL photo right there. Quotes up right here. Did some back notification itself. That same thing. Boxcar and the covered hoppers on this side I would get. We get their sudden margin. Everything on their side I wouldn't, except for the gondola. But yeah. Here's a my clock is going off again. Train clock in the background. But yeah, look at all this. It's cool. But yeah. And they got the. To be honest, if I could find it in scale, I would. They probably do have it somewhere. But yeah. Now that that's over, I'm going to get ready. Oh, Val now waking up. Mrs. McSnorer. Well, you was snoring. You was snoring like a puppy.
He's a fan.
And you fell out trying to twerk. You told you were going to twerk, but you're tired. You want the fan?
Just one.
Alright, there you go.
Turn to one on.
Val wanted the fan.
Oh my god.
That Val for you. But yeah, now before we get to the track pans up, we'll get to some here at the area in Washington that I have found, and that area can be used in real life too. Here it'll update to another area in Washington. Another one right here along the Washington-Oregon county line, which it is a cool area for what it is. Got another angle on it too. That, I'm not gonna lie, that could be used at a group train layout, like for like basic model railroading. Got a smaller area for some of the, because each area on this one could be used in a different way. Heck, like look right here, this whole area talks like switching layout and stuff. Then we have another one in Oregon. So yeah. Another one right here. Pretty cool. And here one of the OGs. This one that I actually started with. In a way, because of how awesome it was. It still is. Here a little crafty one, which I thought was interesting when I did it. Still is. It is crafty, but yeah. Oh yeah, I already did this one, the San Francisco's one. But yeah, but that all the ones for that, so yeah. Now, let's go to Discord and see who is on the line right now. Oh, God. Not one of these again. Oh, no. Yeah. That is just stupid. And that I'm not going to lie about. Jeez. When will they stop? When will they stop with the autonomous bullshit? That I'm not going to lie about. Like, for the love of God, like, quit with the autonomous BS. If y'all know what I mean. Except because that stuff is just getting bloody annoying, you know what I mean? But yeah. Oh no, we're probably going to end up bringing a new contender to. Hey, welcome to the stream, man.
Thank you.
Our first person on for the stream tonight is the man from Tokyo.
Hello.
So
How
how
you doing, David?
doing good?
Good.
Hey, have you been keeping track of Brightline?
Can you say that again? Sorry, I wasn't able to hear you that well.
Like, have you been keeping track of Brightline in Florida?
Sorry, I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Brightline.
Oh, yeah, certainly Brightline. Sorry about that. For some reason, I thought you said Brightline for some reason. So,
I said Brightline.
Yes, I believe that is an amazing achievement, in my opinion. Seriously. So, as a person who used to live in Miami until like 6 years ago, it is absolutely astonishing. So,
I know.
there you have it.
I know that is a big step. You know the airlines are freaking out about that, you know?
Yeah. So in other words, take that, Bob Crandall.
Oh, you know what video I'm talking about, don't you? When Demetria did that video talking about who don't want the high-speed rail in Florida.
Absolutely.
To be honest, most of the people who are against rail, and I'm going to bring this up with everybody, most of the people who are against rail are not the people itself. It's the airline, the bus company, the car company, and the big oil. Am I right?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Another person that I want to bring up is Congressman Jake Gulsey. He is a former Navy, so there's a vocal critic for high-speed rail over in Texas. So you got Congressman Southmold, who used to serve with the Marine Corps, who is a big advocate for high-speed rail in Congress. So you got the battle of the veteran congressman over here.
Mm-hmm. And but some people don't realize, if we had high-speed rail, commuter rail, like interurban and like light rail, like the rest of the world, let's be honest, you would not have to have a car. You would be able to save a lot more money in the long run, you know?
Absolutely. And also, the thing that I want to say about Jay Cozy was that guess what he used to work for before becoming a congressman?
A big oil company.
Well, close. Guess what? He was a consultant pilot for an airline company. I'm pretty sure it was Southwest Armor, a subsidiary of American. I forgot which, but yeah, he was a pilot, I think.
You know, if Dimitri ever decided to live stream again and stop, going AFK for so long, it would be pretty good information, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I only have 332 subscriber, but he have over 1,000, so
right.
He could get the word far out better than I can.
Like 250,000, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. Dude. To be honest, or technically I have 342 to be more exact. That's how much I have. But, to be honest, no one talks about the real reason why high-speed rail won't come here to you, or technically having a hard time coming here to the U.S. If people did wake up and realize the real problem and real reason why, they would fight for getting high-speed rail here if everybody knows the real reason why. And I will tell y'all the real reason why. Because car company, like car dealerships, mechanic shop, car insurance, and the people who keep the road maintained, we're all paying to keep all that up and running and making these people business run. But get what happened if we have commuter rail and reliable streetcars and rail transit. All that money that the car insurance company, mechanic shop, and, like dealership make will go right down the drain. Am I right?
Absolutely, because also, another opponent of high-speed rail, which is a Cato Institute. I just posted another Cato Institute, an article that Cato Institute posted on the Art Grand General website. But Cato Institute, they get a lot. They also get funding from Exxon and GM. So, and we all know what GM did back in the 50s and 60s. So, sure we have.
Yep. Yeah. We all know what happened,
Absolutely.
Janet, people need to know what really happened,
Yeah, because people just think that, just like how trains and ships kind of replace horses and everything, they have a misconception that cars and planes just naturally replace the trains and ships just by the technological advancement. But behind that, there was the man behind the evil man behind the curtains, which were nothing but the airlines, the oil companies, the car companies, and all the really companies.
And people don't realize it, but if you go back, like the car airline companies, they literally slimed their slimy little tentacles into the government and did it back in the 1920s through the 30s and all the way up until the 40s during the Second World War. They managed to slime their way into convert and all that. And by the end of the 40s into the 50s, they managed to convince the government that cars were next step forward and the airline when they were completely wrong,
Exactly.
And let not forget where all that money came from to build all the interstate and airports.
Ironically, the taxes from the railroads, exactly.
Exactly, and Dimitri even talked about it. You remember when Dimitri had talked about that in a video?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm kind of doing a presentation about that next week in my English class, so... Yeah.
You need to, and spread the word, because people need to tell the realize truth, because everybody in a lie, believing that lie, thinking that reason why Patton Rail almost died in the country was, because of the car and the plane, when that was a total BS lie. Am I right?
Absolutely.
I found this truth out when I was in my third and fourth year of high school. I ended up doing a fifth year because everybody made me stay back one more year. So instead of me graduating at 17, I ended up graduating at 18.
Huh.
My birthday, August 25th, right before the drop-off point. So I was able to start school a year younger than normal people,
I see.
So that gave me a little leg up, but ironically, it did not stop them from, making me stay back one more year and causing me to end up graduating at 18 instead of 17,
Exactly.
But when I was around 17 and 18, I finally realized, saying, hey, the real reason why Patton Rail almost died in the country, not because of the plane, because of our government and the stupidity that they failed for, because, the car company, they slimed their way in. And if you watch the YouTube channel Not Just Bikes, he even talked about the propaganda video that GM made back in the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he reacted to it and called it out for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the reasons why the Interstate Act was wrote in, and all that money to build the interstate and airport came from the rail. It was forcibly taken from the rail, given to their competent, and their competent what made tax free,
Mm-hmm.
and no one never talks about that.
Yeah, because
let's be honest, if the airlines are scared of it, because if people realize the truth, people will be pissed that we lost up that work way better than what we have now.
well, like I said, they were nothing but the real man behind the curtain. So in other words, I think that's really time to just show who the hell was really behind those curtains.
Yeah, and Jane, is it that like when you did think about it, like the airlines and the big car company like GM, Ford, Chrysler, all of them literally slimed their way in there. Although they slimed their way into the Interstate Commerce Commission, because let's be honest, I understand why Teddy Roosevelt, because let's be honest, Teddy Roosevelt was a pretty damn good president, because he knew some stuff that are happening now was bad. He tried stopping stuff that we are happening now happened back in his day,
Right.
That reason why I said Teddy Roosevelt is one of our greatest presidents, because he trusts Bud's company that, had a monopoly. Am I right?
Yeah.
And saying is it that he did have good attention when he made the Interstate Commerce Commission.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, the car company, they knew that, and they took advantage of it and slimed their way in to put some of their law in that, hindered the railroads,
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, the Interstate Commerce Commission was already infected with, people who supported cars by the 1950s.
Right.
Am I right? And
yeah,
people who run the airline.
Right. And the thing is, it still actually continued to most notably back in the 90s, back when back in Texas had this first high-speed rail project using the French TGV, Southwest Airlines was, and also I'm pretty sure McDonald's, Burger King, and also I'm pretty sure Holiday Inn, I'm pretty sure too, we're also kind of, lobbying against them too, so.
Mm-hmm. And people don't realize that, Dana, if people realize that the people that they've, put into government don't really care about them, they would probably, try to get those people out in a heartbeat any way they can,
Yeah.
And the reality is, and what some people don't realize, is that if we want to do better, we got to stop doing one more lane, bro. Like, to stop with the one more lane, bro BS. Am I right?
Yeah. Just give me an example that just adding one lane up the highway has ever worked. Seriously, it hasn't.
Like, here in South Carolina, where I live, they're doing that to Gwen McConnell, a road right in West Ashley, South Carolina. They're adding one more lane to both sides of the road, bring it up from 4 to 6 lanes. That's not going to work.
Yeah, and over here in Arizona, where I actually still live right now, highways are the only thing we have because, we don't have any commuter rail. Well, sure, we do have a light rail, but that only connects downtown. It's just just nearby suburbs, and like the place that I live, which is like 30 minutes from down Phoenix. So
let's be honest, like, did burn suburbia to the ground? Like, did burn it to the ground? It had proved how toxic suburbia really is.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Right.
And thing is, if everybody want to know where all the crazy psychopaths, the one who do the mass shootings and all that come from, did think about it. Every one of the mass shooters were raised in suburbia. You know?
You know what? Think about it. You're right. Oh my gosh.
Like, am I right? Like the one that happened in 2018. Every mass shooting we have, the people who done those mass shootings live in suburban development. Am I right?
Yeah, and also the one that we had back in last May, over in Texas. So.
Yeah, the person who did that mass shooting lived in a suburban development.
Oh.
And funny thing is, I'm going to be on it. Restricting guns is not the solution. Like banning certain guns is not going to solve the problem. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, maybe there may be a solution, but in my opinion, that's just not enough.
And here, Jane, the United States is not the freest country in the world. I'm going to bring that up. We rank number 20. You want to know what country ranked number 1 at the freest? Switzerland. Or Switzerland.
Wait, what? Just Switzerland?
Yeah, Switzerland is number 1 ranked for freedom.
You mean that country that kind of requires and forces every home to have at least one gun?
Yeah. They're actually the freest country in the world. I'm not joking. And here, funny thing, I'm going to use Switzerland as an example of why gun control is BS. Switzerland do not have some of the strictest gun laws like anywhere else. Heck, you can have a fully automatic gun in Switzerland. And funny thing is, they don't have mass shootings over there. They don't. And you want to know the reason why? They don't do suburban development. They take care of their people with mental health because, to be honest, I'm autistic. Me and my wife are both autistic.
Well, so am I too, actually.
Oh, you're too, man?
Well, I used to... Maybe I should say I used to have ADHD when I was younger. I got some treatment back in the elementary, so I think I should say that it got better.
Dude, here, Jane, I'm going to bring it up, even though it's not the voice of autism. Autism is not a disease. And
exactly.
And the people at Autism Speak, they need to go fuck themselves. Am I right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about because they're a hate group. They're a hate group.
Yeah.
Like, I crap on them whenever I get a chance because a lot of autistic people in the community hate them. And to be honest, it's rightly so because of how they treat us. They don't have any respect for the autistic community.
Yeah.
But they don't take criticism from our own community anyway. They literally try to shut us up and sue us to oblivion when we tell the truth.
Absolutely.
I could send you some videos later on talking about that. I'm probably going to do that later on anyway. But
yeah.
But let's be honest. Switzerland, and I'm going to bring it up. Switzerland don't have strict gun law. And the reason why they don't have mass shootings is because they check their people mental health. They have places that help people with mental disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
They literally check people psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
They literally help people with mental illnesses instead of like what the U.S. do and throw them out on the street or put them in mental hospital.
Absolutely.
Plus, if you're a criminal, if you want to earn your gun rights back, you got to go through a rigorous background check, rigorous training, and all that to earn it back. You know.
Yeah.
And that same with the Swift, they don't play around. But they make sure that you have a lot of freedom there, and they don't, like it's a. And these people are saying ban AR or just freaking dumb as hell, They're stupid.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Right.
Because, and here, Jane, Moji City, and there are people who tried to debate me on it, thinking that they know better because they're complete idiots. Idiot because they think they know what is right. The cities that have the highest crime rate with gun violence are the cities with the strictest gun laws.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'll think of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something like LA, I think it was.
Yeah, LA got them strict gun laws. Chicago, New York City. And And you always hear people getting shot up left and right in those cities almost every other day. Thing is that law-abiding citizens are going to follow it, but criminals are not, you know?
Yeah.
The thing about it, criminals will not follow the laws. And you're going to make victim of the people who, follow the laws and give up their guns and make it themselves vulnerable. And that's not okay,
Yeah.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
But I am going to bring it up that everybody think white people cannot get hate crimes against them, but we can,
Yeah.
Like, did something that happened over a month ago and people don't talk about this. Or they did and it was on the news. A black guy driving a car hit a white guy on a bike, jumped out of the car, started stabbing the guy and said, white privilege, and all that BS.
What?
Yes. Stabbing him.
What the?
And they said that was road rage? That was a hate crime, He deliberately targeted the guy because of his color.
What the?
And
Sorry.
you know what I mean? And this actually happened. There's actual video of it.
Huh.
Saying
Wow.
is it that they say, oh, no hate crime can happen against white people, only black and Asians,
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's just two-faced society right there,
Yeah.
Society is two-faced when you did think about it that way. Am I right?
Right.
Like literally, heck, people don't realize that. Am I right?
Yeah. Totally.
But it did crazy when you did think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did crazy, but to be honest, if we can get high-speed rail and commuter rail back into the country in certain areas, we could probably have a big boom in our economy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because, it kind of reminds me of the South Park episode, but I don't know if this is really, but yeah. So you see,
Mm-hmm.
So there are many. So about this, about the old people in South Park, it has no option but to drive in order to travel, and then after the government decided the regional government decided to ban them from driving because of their reckless driving. They kind of went on strike because they have no way to travel, and I think that just kind of sums up what we are in right now, because car is the only way to travel, unfortunately.
Exactly, and people don't realize that. The thing is that we, and cars are ableist. Do you know what word ableist is? Ableism is a form of racism, but for disabled people, mentally and physically.
Oh my.
And cars are ableist when you did think about it,
Huh.
Have you ever thought about it that way?
Oh yeah.
Kind of crazy now, Heck, I watched the YouTube channel Not Sit Bike, and he talked about the Netherlands and how good it is over there. Hell, the old people over there, they don't even need to drive. They can literally go anywhere and get everywhere where they want because they have reliable transit, reliable, accessibility with biking. Heck, they even have the thing that people with disability can actually drive.
Yeah.
The little small thing, like if you want Not Sit Bike channels, he talks about this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think, yeah.
And also, I am bringing it up that the kids over there have more freedom than they do here in the U.S. Because, and kids over in the Netherlands are more happier than the kids in the U.S. And you want to know why?
Because they have better transit?
That, and also they don't have to have a parent with them everywhere,
Huh.
they can literally go anywhere by themselves from 5 all the way up until adulthood.
Huh.
And they can literally walk to a playground by themselves.
Yeah, and also, just to think about Japan, one of the things that kind of thought about moving from Japan to the U.S., specifically Pennsylvania 10 years ago, was that you just couldn't go anywhere, I mean, after school, I used to go to the park sometimes, but I wasn't able to do that anymore, so you have it.
Like, literally, and people complain about why American kids go online and play video games a lot, because, let's be honest, there's nothing to do outside. You got a big-ass concrete parking lot. You don't even have anywhere entertaining for them to go. Like, literally, it's all distorted.
Your backyard's not that big enough to play soccer or football or anything, so...
Exactly, and worse yet, you don't even have independent until you turn 16 when you get a driver license.
Exactly.
And that pretty shitty. And let not forget, if you're a kid under the age of 16 and you get caught in your own backyard playing, like in your own backyard with your parent not watching you, your parents are probably going to get child services called on them,
Yeah.
Like, literally, you can't even take your eye off a kid without getting child services called on you,
Yeah.
Like, there's one incident in Canada, and it was talked about, and Nazi Bikes even brought it up, where mom left her kid in the backyard playing, and about an hour later, she had child services at her door.
What?
Yes. Because the kid was in the backyard by itself.
Wow. Just like that?
Yep.
Oh my.
And the other guy, he moving out of Canada to the Netherlands too. He was teaching the kids how to be independent and trying to teach them to take the bus by themselves to school.
Huh.
And he got child services called on him, and he got a kid taken away from him for about a few weeks. He's suing the government, and he moving out,
Huh.
But be honest, kids are losing their freedoms left and right, and people don't even notice it,
Yeah, and the thing is, do you ever think that the roots, like, us losing Chinese, us losing our freedoms and everything, to be honest, I'm just going back to roots and going really deep into the rabbit hole, well, it's nothing but suburbia and the car auto companies that,
Yeah.
Not only were they robbing, but I'm pretty sure they were sometimes even bribing the politicians to create suburbia, so...
Mm-hmm.
Who to blame?
I hate to say that, but I hate to say that next 20 years, kids will have no freedom. Like, you would have to go to school, go home, repeat, and if you're a teen, you won't be able to do anything. You would have to go home, go to school, go to work, repeat.
Yeah.
It's like they're programming the next generation to be like mindless slaves,
Or robots.
And that is scary when you think about it, because hell, here in South Carolina at the mall, you can't even go by yourself. So if you're under the age of 16, you actually have to have someone over 21 with you.
Well, that's BS.
I know. And I'm 24. I'm getting ready to turn 25 in August. But that ain't right, because...
hang on. I think I need to leave now.
But, yeah, you gotta go, man? All right. He had to go. But what I'm saying is so true when you just think about it. That was our first guest on for today. But... literally, people don't realize how much we have lost our freedoms. Like, literally. Like, it's up that people don't realize. And it go deep. Let's see if Brightline online. Like, people just don't realize that, And that's up at that. It did crazy. And, if people did wake up and realize the real problem, it'll open people's minds up. If y'all know what I mean. My thing is that people that don't realize how much of a crap show we're in right now. And I really do mean it. Message me back when you're not busy. But I would send him to a text from him to him anyway. But literally, we don't really have that much freedom. We're like losing stuff that we need just for infrastructure and everything. Like, it's up that people that don't realize, and I mean don't realize, like, thing is that I hate to say it, it's gonna be suck being a teenager in the next generation, Teenager in the next generation, they're not going to have a good time. I'm already calling it out ahead of time. If y'all know what I mean. Excuse me, that me being gassy. But literally, people that don't realize how deep rabbit hole go. Then you have the dumbasses who did, do stupid stuff like what happened in Colorado. Like, 3 18-year-old dumbass teen end up throwing rocks at people driving their cars and end up killing one. Just imagine that. The ripple effects from that are probably going to be bad with teenagers getting more restriction on them of where they can and can't go. And that's it pretty bad when you just think about it. Sorry. And being at PO89 passing by right now. You can hear him. Yep, there he is. But people that don't realize how deep of a rabbit hole we're going down with the crap that is going on right now. And I mean pretty bad. Like, it's so bad right now, people don't realize it. Like, that's something that some people don't realize. Damn, everybody. Mostly everybody is busy, even though it is a Friday night. Me and Val do got an event tomorrow anyway. It's up in that it is a lot event for this month. But it's up in that, we're looking forward to. But I will bring it up. Our transit system is a complete disaster because of the idiotic stuff that have happened. And I mean idiotic stuff. But yeah, let's call. He's probably busy, but to be honest, people don't realize how much of a crapper we're in right now. And I mean total crapper. with how we build everything. We literally screwed our country up because we want to go with the car. And we did buried thing, and now it's going to take forever for us to dig ourselves out. That's pretty bad, and I'm not going to lie. Cars. I know, Ben. I know, bud. Like, we literally caused the problem, and now we're dealing with the consequences. And the thing is that suburbia is really bad. It really is. People don't realize how bad suburbia is. Like, oops, sorry, Bill. Oops, sorry. You guys probably heard that. I'm gassy right now. But, yeah. Let's see, Dave. With FL YouTuber. The busy. But, oh, he is busy. Never mind. But people that don't realize how much of a crap hole we're in right now because we choose to build for the car. And we still do. We still choose. I talk about my phone. I understand, Ben. I understand you, bud. But we still put our stuff in a crap hole. And most people don't realize that. But we literally put ourselves in a crapper because we decide we want to,
David wants to roast
Mm.
This is ridiculous.
But yeah. And most people don't realize how much of a crapper we are in because of that. We literally. All right, look like I can return now. Oop, look like my. Sorry about that. All right, he can return now. All right. All right. So what
Can
did?
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What did you have to do, man?
Oh, my parents were calling me, so sorry about that.
It happens, but.
Yeah.
What I was talking about earlier with the car infrastructure and all that, and teenager, let's be honest, it's going to suck for teenagers in next decade or so,
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, what the
David.
kind of
Yeah.
restriction kind of be
Those are your balls and
more restricted, I should say.
They're not.
Zach said they're not his.
All right, then I'll watch them, even though they're not mine.
That blue one, don't worry about that one.
All right, sorry, that was my mom. Mom,
Oh,
yes,
fine.
me and my wife, we live with my parents. I will be honest.
Oh.
Technically, that it, Kate, with this generation, because let's be honest, it's very expensive for this generation of kids to be independent,
Yeah, because let's be honest, the price of gas, the price of car and everything, and also probably the tax too, they just risen over the past couple decades, so.
Yeah, and let's be honest, if we had reliable transit and like multi-use development where you have like houses and business right side by side, that can actually make it easier for people who can around our ages to live independently from our parents. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's why, that model has been proven to be successful in many places like Europe, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. You get the gist.
And Jane, is it that, multi-use development, like have an apartment on top of a grocery store? Like, you can't even build that stuff anymore.
Yeah. And the thing is, like in Asian countries like Japan, Korea, they just have apartments a mall and a subway station just connected to each other. So
I know. And Jane, here in the U.S., if you want to build a business, you can't without a parking lot. Like saying, "Oh, you want a business? You're going to have to build a parking lot." Like we for every business to build everything for the car, and we need to stop that. Just stop. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, thing is that if I ever found out if the person around here, and I'm not going to do it in real life, if I'm able to do it in some fantasy, person who made it mandatory to build parking lot for businesses, I would slap the shit out of them like left and right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they deserve to get slapped. You know?
Yeah.
And then thing is that we don't want to invest in public transportation. We didn't want to invest everything into stupid roads and cars. What?
Yeah. And I'll go on.
You can say what you're going to say.
Oh, and also things like airports. Yeah, you get the gist.
Like, we've been doing that for the last 50 years, investing in highway, airport, and we've seen what it's been doing. And if you go,
no progress.
Exactly. But if you go back before the 50, all the way back from the 1800 when the steam engine was made, we made so much projects from the 1800 when we invented the steam engine and started building a railroad up until the 1950s.
And that's when we all know it.
Yep. And when the big
the automobiles, the auto companies just start buying it, start this whole BS. Yeah.
They literally bought up all the streetcar system and tore them up, for everybody in cars. That's exactly. Super villain like. And a lot of people think that is fake. No, it ain't. It's not fake.
They think that I have also said earlier in this call, although the people may think that there's technology, the cars and planes just took over by just the natural technological development. It actually isn't. Actually, sure, the cars did really replace them, but it wasn't technological advancement. It was corruption. So
exactly, Jane. It might sound crazy, like Japan really advanced and Japan is way ahead than the rest of the world because they decided to build high-speed rail. They decided to went with high-speed rail. And their country made a lot of projects. They have advanced technology, more advanced than the United States.
Yeah, and also the same thing can also be so from nearby countries such as Korea and China. So
yeah, and the thing is that China is probably going to go right past that in the next 20 years. Less than 20 years if we don't, take action,
Yeah.
Like, and thing is that we're probably going to be on the brink of collapse if we don't stop building for the roads.
Yeah.
We got to stop building roads. Heck, like Washington State, the city in Washington, literally, and I mean literally, and I'm going to bring it up. And they're going to be crazy. Washington State literally tearing down some of their roads.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally. And they started noticing that people, even when you get rid of a road, like Jane is that if we want to improve our cities, we need to get rid of the roads. Not all of them, but get rid of almost half of them because most of our city don't need them. And Jane is that it will actually improve our cities,
Yeah, in my opinion, the thing can kind of be said in New York because and also probably in other university cities too. But yeah, the thing that why New York is kind of still modern and better than most American cities in many ways is because they don't really have highways. They still have, subways and trains and everything.
Yeah, reason why New York is so good with transit is because, let's be honest, they fought to keep their subway system because
Exactly.
GM and Ford were eyeing to, buy the subway system to abandon it on purpose.
Yeah.
And then you have cities like San Francisco where they fought to keep their system too. Chicago, Louisiana,
The trolleys, in other words.
and New Orleans, because let's be honest, New Orleans fought to keep their system too.
Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure Dallas too, perhaps.
Nah,
Sure.
Dallas did not, but Dallas did had an interurban that was not torn up until 2002. They had the electrified freight interurban that went to a beer factory, and that was torn up in 2002.
Huh.
Now, there's one lot electric interurban freight railroad in the United States, and that is in Iowa, and it's the Iowa Traction Company.
Oh, really?
Yep, the lot electric interurban freight railroad in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Then you got an electrified coal freight railroad either in Arizona or Colorado that is still operating. There were two, but now there's only one. The other one just shut down about 2 years ago, but there's still one operating. I can't remember which state it's in. Texas had the electric coal freight railroad up until 2008, and then they switched over to diesel locomotive, which was fucking stupid,
Right.
Like literally backwards. And seeing into that, now the line is probably going to get abandoned because the coal plant is shutting down.
Yeah. And the thing is, yeah. Sorry. You go ahead.
People that don't realize it, now there is another electrified interurban railroad that did haul freight, but, I'm not sure if they still, and it's right there between Chicago and Milwaukee. And it also a tourist railroad, too. I can't remember its name.
Do you know at least remember which state it was?
Well, it was in Milwaukee, or near Milwaukee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes, but it passed the border with Illinois. It near the border with Illinois, but
I'm looking at my map. Perhaps I was thinking of the UP North Line. I was looking at the UP North Line, but maybe not. But
It that one line that not New Jersey Transit, but Metric takes all the way up into Wisconsin.
Yeah, so that means that it's the UP North. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the UP North Line.
But they did haul freight for a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if they still do or not, but if they do, then that means there are only two left. But more likely, it's a tourist railroad now.
Yeah.
But thing is that we really went backwards,
Yeah, because the thing is, for example, the Silver Star, I'm pretty sure it was the Silver Star or the Silver Mirror. I forgot which one it was, but they go to Miami from New York, but
dude, the Silver Star go by my house. I actually live along the line. It go by. It should be passing my house in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
The thing is, like in 1930 or 1940, it used to be like 24, 25 hours. But the thing is, like, now it's like 36, I'm pretty sure it was.
I know. It take longer now than it did back then. It kind of dipped backwards and baffling.
Yeah.
Now, we do get the auto train at the Palmetto go by, too. Yep, the Palmetto and the auto train go right by my house. I have caught it on video before.
Sorry, but I think I need to go now, too. Again. Sorry.
All right. You'll be right back?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We'll wait on him. But to be honest, he'll be back in a few minutes, but to be honest, this is what I'm going to bring up. We lost a lot of our rail infrastructure system. We lost a lot of stuff, if you know what I mean. And most people don't realize that. Jane, hi to old friend. But a lot of people that don't realize how deep it goes. And that I'm serious about. Try scamming. Like trolling scammers, but I'm not going to lie about, but we lost a lot of infrastructure. Hell, we used to have some commuter trains that went through Charleston back in the day. Most people don't realize that we lost a lot of commuter rail system. There were some here in South Carolina, like there were one here in Charleston, and it stopped operating in the late 50s, early 60s, and Amtrak was thinking about bringing commuter rail back to Charleston, but we lost that by the time Amtrak got here, and Amtrak tried to bring it back, but quote-unquote corrupt people, stopped that from happening. And yet, people who are evil will stop stuff from happening. That I'm not going to lie about. If y'all know what I mean. Like, literally, the thing is, we lost a lot of our rail infrastructure. A friend of mine saying, thank you. But we lost so much rail infrastructure, it's sad what happened. It. But most people don't realize that. Like, when you just look at how deep everything is, we lost a lot of infrastructure because we want to build everything for the car. And that I really do mean. Like, the car really, and I mean really, screwed a head over heel. And people just don't realize how much infrastructure we really lost because of it. If you know what I mean. And that's the startling thing when you just think about it. That we lost a lot of infrastructure because we want to build for cars. And that's the problem. We want to build for cars. We are literally tearing our country apart because we want to build for the car, if you know what I mean. And that's just a sad reality. That we keep on building for something that had failed us and failed us. Because we did say, ooh, sign the car. The reality is that the car is problematic. It's bad. Let me adjust myself. I need to get up. There we go. Because we let her choose to build for the car instead of for our own people. Because we think the car is the next best thing out there. And that's the problem. We think the car is end-all be-all solution when in reality it causes so much problem. And suburbia too. And that's the real problem. Ugh. 1 minute. There we go. But, there we go. Dirt jumps up on my tablet that I have to take glasses off to look at a little better. But people don't realize how much we have screwed up when it comes to our, tearing down our rail infrastructure and going with stuff that is not really good. And that the real stab chain for people. And that I'm not going to lie. And that funny. Also, I looking up Discord. I didn't find. See, you're one of the people. I look like he's busy. All right. Yeah, the guy busy. And there my train clock going off. Let me check if he back in yet. Alright. Let's see if but to be to be honest, we really screwed up because we choose cars over anything. And the reality is that it have not made life easier for people. Even though we got electronic now it's up that we did not have back 30 years ago, about 20 to 30 years ago. Life is still hard because, if you can't drive, you can't go anywhere. And that's the real sad reality that people don't realize. And I mean, people really don't realize how much that we really screwed ourselves. Because we decided to build for, freaking cars instead of the people. And Jane is that. And Jane, it's hard enough that on the weekend, but me and Val got an event tomorrow. We have to freaking get an Uber to get to the event we're going to. And that is sad that we literally have to get an Uber. It will cost about $20, maybe even $30 just to get up there. Because we don't have buses running on the weekend. And also because we don't have other stuff too. Like, we don't build everything for stuff that we need. And that's the most disappointing thing when you just think about it. Is that we build everything for the car and not for the people. It's really bad. But it did crazy when you did think about it. It's probably going to take a few minutes before he get back. But we literally built everything for cars instead of the people. Like, and that's the sad thing. We literally do that. I literally got one of the Queen bag that we were using. Stick it to my butt. Oof. But fell laughing about that. But to be honest, we really screwed up because we want to go with cars instead of people. If you know what I mean. It had been approved. You've been by yourself. You back yet? To wait on him to get back, but he probably had to go do something. But the reality is that we build everything for the car instead of people. With the real sad thing when you just think about it. I need to get a new tablet anyway to on and off button and not want to do work properly. But it's sad when you just think about all the problem we're having. Because we literally build for the car instead of the people. Like, literally, we build for the car and we don't hardly build for the people. Right? Because I'm doing it real quick. I don't need my thing on because I don't need people seeing my password. Yeah. I'm doing something that y'all don't need to see because security reason, but what I'll be on about. We literally build everything around the cars. And that's a real problem. And no one wants to admit that. And I mean literally want to admit it. We just want to build everything around the car instead of people. Like, we literally do that stuff. And people don't realize how much of a crap storm we're really in because of it. Like, we literally put ourselves in a crap hole because we let her build for the car instead of for people. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to call him one more time before I have to, But yeah, but we ended up getting a new guest on tonight, which is awesome, and it's a good thing. Hopefully, we can get more new people on, But something that I would like Brett to do. Brett look like he is so busy, but he'll probably be back on in a bit. But this is what I'll be on it about. We really dug ourselves into a hole because we want to build for the car. Heck, Hawaii have it bad because the big corporation, they got away with it over there. It is a scary shot when you think about it. I was going to invite you to my live stream on YouTube. Oh, there we go. Not a person that I was going to invite, but to be on it, we really thought our down. To about trains. But then people that don't realize that we really have put ourselves in a hole because of stuff. And because we decided to, build for the car instead of people. it kind of, screwed it up. I do not really know. But we really dug ourselves in a hole, if y'all know what I mean. Hopefully, before I'm in my 70 or 80, maybe even 60s, it'll be a miracle if by the time I hit 40 that we get ourselves out of this mess. More likely not going to be until my 50s or 60s that we finally get everything, back on track. If y'all know what I mean. But yeah, but hopefully we get a better future. We will have to get ready to go to bed really soon because me and Vel do got to get up early because we do got to be at that event before 11 tomorrow. So we will have to go to bed early soon just before we could be able to get dressed in the morning. But yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode of Fans Train or technically live stream. Please like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Have a night, and I hope everybody sleep tight.